I see humanoid robots being developed a lot more in future. The world is currently designed for humans. So if you're entering through a door, you're designed to push it using your hand and your amount of force as a human. If you're tidying up a particular workspace or you're walking around a city, exploring different sights and sounds. So the world is ultimately built for humans. So designing robots that have either a humanoid form or an understanding of how the human world works makes it easier for those robots to integrate into society, but also to create some value and benefit without having to restructure buildings or tasks or the way that the world is designed to accommodate for that human. So in terms of moving forward with more development of different kinds of humanoid robots or robots that have human-like features, whether it's arms or legs or being able to move at the same pace or pick up the same types of objects with different weights, the more that we can create a robot that replicates the human experience or the way that humans engage with the world, the more benefit that that robot will bring if it's combined into society. The vision of the future is that robots will eventually start to integrate more closely into society. They'll learn to operate in and around people, and then it becomes a very seamless integration. It's no longer a human and then therefore a robot. It becomes a symbiotic relationship where you're providing information or objects to a robot to carry for you, and the robot's providing perhaps a service or support back to you. So in terms of where this is going in the future, I see that as artificial intelligence starts to expand and it improves in key areas such as natural language processing and understanding, so humans can talk more freely and be able to express their wants and intentions and needs to robots, and robots increase in their understanding of the world. So what are the social norms? How should a robot operate appropriately in human-dense environments? How can a robot ask for clarification on a task? As all of this starts to grow, we will see robots that can provide more benefit and value to people, and it will become another machine that supports the current technological future. So instead of just having one robot, you might start to see different robots in different shapes and different forms. And like the smartphone, how it's grown in terms of increasing capacity, we now have people that are working on robots to be able to provide different services and applications of what those robots could do. So I do see this as something that is going to grow in future. The idea that more robots will be out and about, whether it's in different shapes or forms or for applications, and that it becomes well integrated in how we live our daily life. So for social robots or robots that are going to be working in and around people, the most understanding or more understanding that it can have of the way the world operates means that it can provide more value and function to people. So in terms of artificial general intelligence, when we start looking at different ways that robots can be improved and they can learn from different experiences, we would hope to start to see robots that can grow in the way that they can provide value back to people. In terms of artificial intelligence, we're starting to see fantastic bursts in the way that certain applications can be used. So for example, in computer vision and being able to identify different objects in the scene and using scene understanding, that's an application that can be transferred into an interactive or socially interactive robot that can then provide a different function to people. So as different bursts happen in terms of the way that artificial intelligence is evolving, and those applications can be transferred into robotic systems, that then increases the ability for robots to provide support and engagement and interaction for people. One of the big barriers to achieving this goal is the idea of common sense. It's a very difficult way to teach a robot or a machine what exactly is common sense. So if you were to try and script a variety of different rules on how a robot should behave in a societal setting, being able to say what is appropriate behavior and what isn't appropriate behavior could arguably be endless. There are a variety of different circumstances, factors, variables that would influence the way that a person would engage with the world, and therefore trying to translate those societal norms and behaviors and approaches into a robot. So one of the biggest barriers is going to be, first of all, having a robot that understands exactly how the world works, people who are waiting in line, when it's the robot's turn, when it's time to cross between paths, when is it that a robot's trying to provide support for someone and it's just an inappropriate time because they're carrying a lot of objects, they're on the phone and they're really distracted. And so if we can find a way to achieve this idea of common sense with robotics, it helps to break some of the biggest barriers we have, which is when robots need to be able to create behavior for the final 10% or 5% of scenarios where something completely unexpected happens and we need to know or have an idea of how the robot could provide some action or task or information during that setting. So until we've worked out how a robot would tackle some of these more difficult scenarios, then that's going to be one of the biggest barriers of how do we create interactive robots that can integrate seamlessly and not create more havoc than they're intending because something has happened and they don't know what to do in that particular scenario, unlike a person who would use some kind of basic problem solving or instinct or looking back on previous experience to go, I think this would be the best action in this particular scenario.